Well, and then the issue even goes.
When I say before, I mean like throughout the centuries. That's all I'm saying. But
and then there was that debate whether that's like you can shock the gay out of them. No, this is a choice. You're not born that way. There was a whole argument about no, you choose. I don't know how many people would sit back and say I choose to be this, knowing the wrath they're going to take. That
touches on something I like to talk. That I would like to talk about, because I think that there are many who do choose because if something traumatic has happened to them, and even in a sense, I mean, even in a moment of whether it's a moment of trauma, there's still that, I don't want to say comfort, but that's the only. For instance, if you have taken a kid who may not have had any sort of predisposition for same-sex attraction, and you throw, and I'll use a male, throw him in a situation, he's too young to be in jail, now he's thrown in jail and a bunch of guys are raping him. Now he's gone a certain way, most likely. Whether he's still in there or come out. Did he choose to go through all that? No, but now in that whole new thing that he's gone through, there has to be some level of comfort in the sense of, this is what I have done now, or what has happened to me. And I know this sounds stupid the way I'm saying it, but what I'm saying is, if you see somebody that has gone in and come back out a long time after they've gone in, and you know that they are totally different than when they went in, and they start having, attractions toward the same sex. Is that not a choice that they made? Because the choice based upon things that have happened? I think it can go both ways.
It can definitely influence that person.
Yeah.
Like if anyone has a traumatic incident with, say for example, and I'm just using an example like say they were little and they were attacked by dogs.
Yeah.
And somehow as they get older, they will have that fear or that phobia of dogs, and that will definitely affect the way that person views the world.
Yeah.
But as you were talking, what came to my mind, which is that what exactly is gay? I mean, is that basically, it's being attracted to your same gender, but does it actually, is it like, oh, this person likes to sleep with someone from their same gender? Or is it a mindset? It's no different than us. Being heterosexual is just being who you are. Whether or not that person is dating someone or not dating someone, does that make them heterosexual, or does it make them just a person? I think the deeper, as I'm thinking about it now, it's like, what is it to be who we are, regardless of who we are attracted to? And is there some quote gay mindset, some heterosexual mindset? It's just, we are human beings, and this human being is attracted to this type of person. Does that define who they are?
But some people, in some minds, yes.
Okay.
And that's what I believe. In some minds, yes, unfortunately.
So you're defined by who you sleep with?
Unfortunately, coming from me, some people will say yes.
I would say that, yes, I think there are a lot of people who believe that, and that's a very limited belief.
I agree.
In the sense that if you have someone who is Hispanic and someone is Chinese and they marry each other, does that define who they are? Is it the incidents that define who we are? And if I only see you as this, I am missing out on who you really are.
I agree. But people look at it as if it is the ultimate breakdown of society, and it is against everything that a marriage or a relationship among two people should be, among two people that will inevitably have sexual relations. Because if it's not about sexual relations, then it's just friendship.
It is, and then friendship is okay. So then it's back to a couple of things. One is that, why would I spend my time worried about two people who are sleeping together of the same gender? What business of that? Because that's none of my business. Because if that's my business, They should be concerned about who I sleep with and who I marry.
But it becomes your business when, and this isn't even me talking for other people, now this is me giving my opinion. It becomes my business when you actually have put it out there for me to actually vote upon stuff, and then you keep throwing something in my face and that type of thing.
Okay.
And so now it's like I can't have an opinion about what's all in my face. When I say what, I'm talking about whatever. I mean, you fill in the blank.
Well, and as you're saying this, I think it gets down to your place.
Yeah.
And I look at the civil rights movement, the women's movement, and with what I know about them, kind of on the surface, a lot of those issues, is in my world, if I am this person, in my world, everybody has a place. And usually my place is probably on top or bottom, depends what it is, but everyone has a place in this world.
Yes.
And when this little thing right here starts acting up,
Yes.
and you're not doing what I think you should be doing, because I put this group here, that group here, this group here, that group here. I've assigned different elements to all these different groups, and in my world, I think is big, but it's really very small, because I'm controlling people in the sense that I think they need to be acting this way.
No, I agree. I actually like that.
Hold on, keep on talking. I'm gonna kill this music over here. Keep on going.
I like that viewpoint. You're looking at everything as almost like a global caste system, you know, or categories and levels. I don't disagree with that, but I guess, and I don't want to get away from what you're saying, but I will say this. I will voice the frustration with many by saying, you know, many, especially those with brown skin, will say, you know, it's crazy for homosexuals to say that their struggle is the same as the civil rights struggle in the 60s, you know, because that was primarily with blacks. Now, I don't know how, but see, once they say that, and I understand how they feel, because, you know, you can't turn off the color of your skin. I would never do it and say, okay, I'm white now. Now I'm in the quote-unquote upper echelon of colors in American society. But they feel that you don't have to necessarily be flamboyant and be obviously anti-social in the sense of, you know, look very butch if you're feminine,
It's like
or if you're a woman.
you can hide it.
Yeah, you can walk in there wherever you want. You
They'll
don't have
never
to.
know.
They'll never exactly. But but when blacks say that, that also excludes black homosexuals. So that what is it? What I guess what I'm saying
I
is
think-
every.
Go on.
No, I'll end it by saying this. Every gay person. I don't want everybody thinking that every homosexual feels the same. Let's paint with a broad brush, because there are many homosexuals I know that are like, I don't care about this marriage act or whatever, or I don't care. They'll also say it has nothing to do with the civil rights, you know, movement. To say that they're a monolithic group and all share the same opinion and political belief would be just as stupid as saying that all black people think the same.
Yeah.
So it's a very convoluted issue. It's nothing that's
And
extremely
then
simple.
the thing is, it's like your pain is not like my pain.
Yeah.
You can't say this because
I
I can see
agree
my
with
pain.
that.
And I
agree
think
with
that's not I mean, pain is pain. Whether you're 7 years old and you didn't get to go so-and-so, you feel the pain. Whether you're 29 years old and something happened and this event happened, to that person, it is still very painful for them.
So you're saying we shouldn't put one's hurt over another?
I think when I start saying my hurt is greater than yours, I get into an area that someone else can top that.
But the problem with that is you may have never thought that, you know, your pain is greater than someone's as much as, well, let's just say you have a certain pain. Let's just say you're feeling a certain pain.
Yeah.
Let's say your house burned down. and I know this is, some people say this is just stupid, but this still gets to what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Your house burned down, and then I come out of the blue, and now you see me on TV, and I'm like, yeah, I just fill in the blank, but whatever it is, it
Feel real bad.
I've never had a house burned down, but I sit here and say, yeah, it's just like if my house burned down. I feel the same pain. But you can look at me and say, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Your house didn't burn down. You don't even have a house.
You
What
don't
are you
even
talking
know what
about?
it's like to have
Exactly.
of a house to burn down.
It's that same type of feeling. That's how some people say. Because what happened was you didn't give whatever I had to say any second thought until I put myself out there in the media, and I tied whatever I was going through to what you were going through.
Okay.
So now that I've tied what I'm going through into what you have gone through, and it's not nearly as historically relevant as yours in the sense of a struggle. You're saying, okay, our pain is the same. Not our pain is the same, but our pain, we both have pain.
We both have pain, and when we start saying my pain is greater than your pain, I think we get into an area that we're trying to justify our
because
pain
it's all
to say
about,
it's all about me. It's like, no, you don't know what it's like to be black. Yeah, well, you're white. You don't know what it's like to be black and have this happen to me. And yeah, maybe there are a lot of incidents that person doesn't know, but just like if a woman says you don't know what it's like to be raped as a woman. Yeah. We don't know. You don't know what it's like to be walking down the street and everyone's looking at you, or from people talking to you, their eyes are dipping, they're looking at your body. We don't know what it's like to be in society, whereas you can't park over there because you're thinking about safety and walking from here to there. You look at the parking lot like, I got to be safe, whereas a guy, we go to a parking lot, it's like no big deal.
But see, that's political right there. No other group has tied themselves or attempted to tie themselves to something like the political homosexual agenda has to civil rights, because civil rights was strictly about acceptance for all, primarily because blacks took it upon themselves to say we need to fight for our rights, with whites right along with them and other colors, but primarily blacks.
Yeah.
Because if that didn't happen, if civil rights movement did not happen, and if they didn't make people look at stuff, then nothing would have happened, because nobody was going to do voluntarily. So it was, in my opinion, it's easy to say, well, we can fit our agenda into civil rights because it can fit, plain and simple.
But then again, civil rights is such a broad field that as a nation we are, I think, evolving in this.
Yeah.
And some people want to keep us back because the only people who could vote back when the Constitution was created in the early part of American history were white men who owned property.
Yeah.
And if you talk to a white man who owned property back in those days, he would probably say, what's the problem? Now we've taken that and that has come a long way. We can't stay stagnant.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, and I think that's...
I'm just being the advocate.
That's the deal,
Some things
is that some people don't see it as stagnant. They see it as America, protecting America. It's like when I hear people say, I wish things were like they were back in the 50s.
Yeah, I know exactly what that means.
And you're going, I don't.
Yeah.
Because back in the 50s, people like me, my mother, my father, they couldn't do a lot of things. Jim Crow was ruling down there. People were being lynched. They had separate bathrooms. But they look at Leave It to Beaver and think things were like nice and pretty and fun. They weren't.